Hi everybody, it's Judy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing the much anticipated and asked for propagation box update, as well as an update of some of the other propagations that I've done in previous videos. So let's get right to it. I'm going to do this box last because it's the biggest one, so let me just move it to the side. And first off, I'm going to update you on the string of hearts that I cut and put into a glass of water. The growth initially was very slow. Like, there was almost nothing happening roots wise for a little while, and then I feel like these roots formed in the space of 2 weeks. So it just took some time, I think, for it to acclimate to the water or the place where it was sitting, and then it just started to push out all those roots. These are ready to plant into soil, which I'll probably do in another video. So in today's video, I'm just gonna update you on the root growth. Most of these, I forget when I did this. I think it was over a month ago now, maybe a month and a half. And there's a lot to update you on. So I'll do a repot in another video. I'll just talk about root growth and all the exciting things happening with these plants. So that was about over a month ago now. You know how I said, let's see what happens if the leaves sit in the water? Sometimes I was worried that the leaves would rot, but they didn't, and they're doing okay. I'll also update you guys on the air layering propagation I did, but I'm going to do B-roll here because I don't want to move that string of hearts from the shelf. So what's happening with that is not much. I mean, not that I can see. So what I've done is periodically, every week or so, spray the surface of the soil with some water, and I'm just letting it keep on doing its thing. I can't see the roots because obviously it'll be under the soil, but I think it's going okay because nothing has rotted off or died yet, and the absolute end of the vine is still shooting off brand new leaves coming through. So it's still growing new leaves, it's still happy, it's still growing. So I think it's a success. Obviously I won't know for sure until it actually starts to sprout all new growth from the top of the pot, but that's again a growing journey, like literally a growing journey, and I'm pretty happy about it. I'm just gonna let it sit in that space for a little while longer before I cut it off from the mother plant. And yeah, I guess I'll update you guys again in another 4 months, 5 months. How far away is spring? It's another few months away, but I'll update you guys again later on with that. Okay, now let's talk about the propagations in this prop box, the cuttings in this prop box. And this one has actually done the most, the absolute most. So as you would have seen if you watched that last video, it's sitting in sphagnum moss and the roots are taking off. I'm not going to plant these into soil just yet. I'm gonna wait until it hits the growing season and then I'll pot them up. But right now, they're just happy in their own little atmosphere and their own little environment within this propagation box. And I am pretty happy with it. Like, those roots are something else. Like, it's not a lot of root growth, but it's definitely something. And who would have thought, like, those tiny little cuttings that I cut initially and put in here, that's growing new growth. And each one of these is going to oh, I pulled a leaf off. Each one of these is eventually going to grow into a whole new plant on its own. So how awesome is that? All I've done with this is open the lid maybe like once a week to air it out, and maybe spritzed it or added water if it's dried out. But mostly I just let it sit there and not do very much with it. Okay, so that's an update on the string of hearts. And forgive me if I'm going too fast because there's a lot happening here. Some of you have said you like the longer videos, so maybe it will be a longer video. Who knows? All right, this one is a Hoya, I keep forgetting the name of it. Is it a Mathilde? Okay, so this is a Hoya Carnelian. I have exactly the same in this other box here, so I'm just gonna open one and show you. The roots on this has been incredible. Like, I can't really pull it out because the roots have kind of entangled with each other, and I'm only gonna pull it out like when I'm ready to repot it. I do want to pull one out just to show you guys the root growth. So as you can see there, it's pulling a whole lot out, and I just want to be really gentle with it. The thing with these is the roots have entangled themselves within the sphagnum moss. So as you can see there, there is a decent amount of root growth happening there. I don't want to tear them, so I'm not going to pull them all out to show you, but that's all root growth there. Oh, how cute is that? When I finally get to planting these Hoya within a pot, I'm going to find a pot with a wide top, like a shallow pot, and then put them in there, and it's going to be one really lush, full Hoya plant or Hoya pot when I finally pot them all together. That is so cute. How beautiful is that? And that's all roots. And I'm pretty sure all these others have the same length of roots. So it's gonna be really interesting when I finally get to pulling them and separating them. So that's really super cute. They are going off, they're taking off. I think what was really successful about this box was that it was a sealed box, and I think the next propagation box that I do is gonna be like a sealed lid like this. So we'll see, we'll see. All right, next one is the Devil's Ivy that I planted the cuttings straight into soil, and I've also got cuttings straight into the propagation box. Now, this one isn't doing a whole lot, but I have tried to tug on the leaves, and I know that they've taken root because it isn't coming up out of the soil. Like, I don't want to be too rough with it. Plus, the leaves haven't gone yellow or died off, so I know that they have taken root as well. But this isn't gonna do a whole lot now until come growing season, but I know that they've taken root because the leaves are still as lush as they looked when I first put them within the pot. I think I lost a couple leaves which rotted off, and I just took them out. But the rest of the cuttings within that pot are a-okay. Now this one is actually doing a lot more for me. So this one I also lost a couple cuttings in. Some of the leaves just went yellow and rotted off, so I just pulled them out, which is okay. You can't, like, not all the cuttings are gonna take, but can you see here? That's a new leaf. And that's a new leaf there as well. How cute is that? That's doing really well. There's not much more to say about it, except that it's doing okay. The roots of the others have taken, I'm tugging on it, and they're not coming up out of the soil, so that's good too. That one is going really well. There is a leaf there that is all soggy, soft, maybe rotted, and that's coming. Yeah, I'll just pull that one out. There's no roots on that. I don't think that cutting is gonna take, so I've just taken that off, and I'll put that aside. And that's just the reality of propagations. Sometimes you lose some cutting. All right, Monstera adansonii. I don't know if I did this cuttings on video, but I wanted to cut my Monstera adansonii back and just put some cuttings into a pot, so that's what I did. Maybe I did do it on a video, I don't remember. But this one's doing okay. Some of the leaves have gone yellow, but that's okay, that was to be expected. But they have also taken root. I can feel they've taken root very, very slowly though. The growth on this is so super slow. And again, I'm not gonna expect to see a whole lot right now, considering that it's winter, as I've already said so many times in so many of my videos. But it's the overarching effect on all my plants right now, so it is what it is. But the leaves haven't deteriorated or gone yellow or rotted off, except for maybe a couple which I have since pulled out, but the rest are going okay. And I'll see a lot more happening in a few months' time. Okay, now we're getting to the real deal. The real deal of this video. And this is that propagation box that I did in that first propagation video. I will leave that one linked in the description box down below, along with any other related videos. All right, so I've got a few things to say about this, and I'll just go over them as I'm showing you the props within the box. So let's go. Okay, let's start on this side of the box, because this is where I started on this side and I moved that way. So let's just start. So I had a whole bunch of Heartleaf Philodendron cuttings. They're actually doing really well. They've taken a fair amount of root within the pot, within the box. Now, the thing with this propagation box was I didn't see a whole lot happening root growth wise for about a month, and a month is generally a good amount of time to actually see some type of root growth. That didn't happen with this box, so I went ahead and purchased a heat mat, which I'll link in the description box down below if you guys wanted to check it out. I purchased a heat mat and then they started growing. So it just goes to show that while you have the humidity, you have the light, you still need warmth in order for growth to actually happen. And I would have updated you guys a lot earlier on this propagation box, but there was not much to update on until I actually introduced that heat mat underneath the propagation box, and then I finally started to see some growth. So as you can see here, that is a whole new growth point, which is so exciting. And there's a really healthy looking root right there as well. Now, the other thing with this propagation box is I realized I probably should have mixed some perlite in with the cocoa coir mix, because it just becomes really super dense, and providing the perlite mixed in through that would have provided some aeration and just a little bit more lightness to the mix, because it just looks really super heavy. Whereas sphagnum moss, which is probably would have been my go-to propagation medium, it would have provided that airflow because it's like mossy. So I would mix perlite in with this, but it's just too much disturbing of the propagations. But I kind of learned that and know that for the next time that I do up a propagation box for the next batch of cuttings that I do. So yeah, those are just the updates on the Heartleaf Philodendron. Cute roots happening there. So like nothing intensely crazy root wise. Especially like with this one didn't really take. So I think what I'm gonna do, this is a Scindapsus silver satin. What I'm gonna do with this, I'm just gonna take the leaf off. Take that leaf off, and there is a growth point there. That is a root that will grow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick that one back just there, and eventually that'll grow out into something. It's just not right now. Okay, so this cutting obviously didn't take as well, but there is a tiny little nub in there, which tells me it is still alive. It's just not doing very much right now. That can go back in. Let's see if any of these other silver satin cuttings have got anything growing on them. Ooh, so there's one little root coming through right there. You guys see that? There's one root coming through there. I just feel like these are very slow growers, and the thing with that heat mat is I didn't get it with a thermostat, so I kind of have to keep an eye on the box and make sure it's not actually stewing my cuttings. It's not braising them or broiling them. But as I can feel in this soil mix right now, it's actually quite warm, but the leaves haven't rotted off or died yet. I have had a few leaves that have rotted off and just gone mushy, so I took them out, and I didn't want to leave them in there in case it introduced a whole lot more rot into the box. But look at this. Ooh, this is good. Look at this. That is so cool. That one's probably ready to go into some soil. The thing is, like, I don't know if I want to actually pot these up into soil just yet, because it's taking them out of this humid atmosphere. It'll probably like stunt their growth. So I'm gonna just leave this in here and for another month or so, maybe another couple months, and just see what happens with them. That one's decent. Ooh, I like that. That makes me really happy. All right, so I've shown you the Scindapsus. What's next? Ooh, let's go with the Neon Pothos. So this one has some nice growth happening there. A couple little roots happening there. Nothing too insanely crazy growth-wise, but it's throwing off new growth, so that's always a good sign. Let me stick that one back in there. Let's see if the other Neon Pothos cuttings have taken. Ooh, that one's in the same boat. So as you can see, there's a nice root happening there. There's a new growth point happening there. Oh, this just makes me so happy, you guys. So happy. I'm also planning on selling some of these cuttings. I might pot some of them up back into the original plant to make the original mother plant a lot more full and lush. But I am planning on selling some of these cuttings as well. And I've got something exciting happening within the next month on my YouTube channel and my Instagram. So keep an eye out for that. Very, very exciting. Okay, moving on to the Golden Pothos. I didn't put a lot of cuttings of Golden Pothos in here because I already have those two like larger pots happening propagation wise. All right, now this looks like it's rotted, as you can see there, but the leaf is still sitting happy. The leaf hasn't gone yellow. So I think it's just part of that node has gone mushy. I can't tell if it's the node itself, because there's still a tiny little growth point there. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'll just keep an eye on it, but I will keep that in the box. Maybe it just got too hot with that heat mat. So I don't know, that's one of those things. I'm still learning how to regulate that temperature, but without a thermostat telling me what the heat is, I don't actually know how. So I might need to, I might need to invest in a thermostat soon. Okay, so here, I'll just pull one more Devil's Ivy out. Ooh, this one is epic. Look at that. There's a new, that's actually new. That is new. That's grown from there. Oh, that is so cool. That's probably ready to go into soil as well. But again, that's not happening for another couple months or so. That is so exciting. I'm gonna do another propagation box and sit it on my heat mat And come spring and summer, I'll have a lot more to pot up. Okay, so this one is a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, mini Monstera, as you can see there. It's going really well. That node there has rooted as well as the base of it, that's rooted as well. I mean, like, there's not a whole lot happening there, but that's still growth. So that's really super exciting. All right, moving on. What else have I got here? Oh, I broke off a string of turtles of my peperomia. This is a little string of turtles, and accidentally broke it off my one. So I put it in this box, and it's actually forming some roots. I think that's just sphagnum moss there, but it's forming some tiny little roots there. So that's good. That's really cool. Whenever I break off leaves or stems or anything with a node or a growth point, I just stick it in here and they kind of take off. All right, what's this one? Oh, this is a Hoya australis. Look at that. That is brand new growth. That is so exciting, guys. I haven't actually gone into this box and had a look to like pull them out like this to have a look. I've been very patient, which is unusual for me. So this is all new to me as well. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, let's pop you back in there and you can continue to grow and do your thing. This is a Hoya australis cutting as well. That has also taken off with roots. This is so cool, you guys. Like, Hoya do really well in this box, I must say. So there's, I don't know if you can see, there's that's new growth there as well. This is so cool. Hoya australis, love this so much. Okay, moving on. I have a snow queen, not a snow queen. This is a marble queen epipremnum, marble queen pothos. I didn't cut those nodes up in between, but there's 1, 2, 3, and I just laid it down on the surface of the soil or the cocoa coir propagation mix, whatever you want to call it, and all 3 nodes have taken, so that is so cool. And whatever else I've got here. Oh, this is a Monstera Celta Picana. This one hasn't done anything, which actually surprises me because the Monstera Celta Picana that I chopped and propped back into the original mother plant pot is taken off. It's doing so well. I think what I'm gonna do with this, just take off that leaf because the leaf is not necessary for it to grow. I just like to leave the leaves on so I can see something. But taking off that leaf, see that tiny little lump there? That's new growth. So it is a viable node. It's just not doing a lot right now. And there's a tiny little nubbin of a root happening there too. So that can just sit back in there. And I know that that will start to grow eventually. It hasn't died off, which is good. What else? So I showed you the marble queen. What have we got here? Oh, this one is a Hoya Carnosa. Look at those roots. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. Some of that is sphagnum moss, let's be fair. But the rest of that is roots. Oh, that is so cool. Hoya Carnosa, I'm gonna have a few of those to pot up because I think I did several cuttings of that. Ooh, I did a Hoya pubicalix as well. This one here, so it's interesting, really interesting. I'll show you guys this. And it's pulling up a whole lot. Like a whole lump of soil there. So the roots on this is gonna be epic. Or maybe it's just sphagnum moss, I don't know. Nope, it's roots, it's roots. Anyway, I don't wanna disturb it too much. But look at this, just within the box, this wasn't even in contact with soil, but this growth point here, it formed roots on it. It's like aerial roots, but I didn't think Hoyas grew aerial roots. But that is so cool. It must have been happy in the box. That is incredible. And then this other one here too, this other one will have a fair bit of roots on it too because it's not coming out and I don't want to disturb it like I did this one. So this one is going to go back in and I'll let that root out a bit more. This box looks like an absolute mess, but when you pull it out and have a look at all the little cuttings, it's just so amazing. All right, this one is a Heartleaf Philodendron. It broke off my other one, so I just stuck it in there. I guess it's going to do something. I only stuck it in here like a few weeks ago, so that wouldn't be doing very much right now. What else? Oh, this is the red vein Miranta. The leaf, the new leaf that was starting to come through there has kind of looked like it's gonna rot off, but the base of it there has a tiny little amount of new growth coming through, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if this, ooh, that's just rotted, I think. Yeah, that one's rotted off, so that can come out. Ooh, this one hasn't rotted off though, but look at that cute little leaf. That is so adorable. That's so cute. This one has some roots though. See there? Some nice roots coming through there. That's a little rotty bit there, but it's not coming off like a proper rotted bit wood. So I'm just gonna leave that and so I don't risk damaging the rest of it. The leaves are still quite vibrant though. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna stick that one back in there. Oh, and I need to update you guys as well on the Sansevieria that I stuck in here. So I cut that one leaf into several portions and that one's rotted off. That one's rotted off as well, so that can go. And the remaining cuttings that haven't rotted, they're not actually doing a whole lot. There's not much happening there. They're quite slow growing plants anyway, so the sign that they haven't rotted is good. So I'm just gonna pop them back in there and continue to just pop them back in there and let them continue to do their thing. The last one is, well, not the last one, second last one. This is the Syngonium Pixie. Let's see what's happening here. Ooh, okay, okay. Look at that. That is so cool. I didn't actually think, like, have much hope for this when I was doing it, but as long as there's a node there and a growth point, it's gonna do something. That's pretty cool. Let me stick that one back in there. All right, I'm going to have to spritz this with water when I finish because I've got like dirt all over the leaves and I don't want the dirt to sit on the leaves because it'll probably rot them. And the last one, this is the last one. You see, can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? This is the spider plant. Ooh, okay. I'm pulling it and it's not coming loose. So there must be some decent roots there. Oh my goodness, how cool is that? I'm not gonna disturb it because it's starting to form its little tuber of a root. So the roots on the spider plants are like tuber-like roots. So as you can see there, it's actually started to develop all of that. That is so cool. I'm just gonna put that back in and let it do its thing. And that's incredible. So that is the update on that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm just trying to spray off all that soil. This is just water, you guys. It's not cleaning product. Well, I hope it's not cleaning product. It smells like cleaning product, but it is water. I think it's just the residue from the bottle. Let me just change that water. Note to self, do not spray your plants with cleaning products. It is earth friendly, but I don't think it'd be plant friendly if I sprayed it straight on the leaves. It is a bit of a mess in the box, but just goes to show, as long as the nodes are in contact with the soil, they're gonna be fine. They are going to be fine. So I guess that is it. That is it for this propagation box update. They are doing so well. I am so pleased. That heat mat was a lifesaver. It was definitely a must-have when it comes to a propagation box like this. Just introducing that warmth was so essential to actually see some root growth for these, because I saw no root growth whatsoever until I introduced that heat mat underneath the box. So I will leave that heat mat linked, the one that I got, linked down below. And it's quite a large one, but I will leave linked like some smaller ones as well if you guys are interested in checking them out. So that is it for this video. That is that much anticipated propagation update. I was so excited to have a look myself because I hadn't pulled anything out to check the roots growing. I was very patient and didn't disturb the roots, so yay me, pat on the back. Thanks guys for watching this video. Thank you for those of you who were interested in seeing it and those of you who were like chasing me up and were like, I'd love to see an update on your propagation. So thank you to you people, you people, thank you to you. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks for spending it here with me today. I really appreciate it. Please like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.